guys, it's Tara and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be making air-fried Brussels sprouts with pearl couscous, a great weekday lunch or easy dinner. But before we get started, if you haven't already, be sure to smash that subscribe button. Here is a list of the ingredients we will be using today. They will also be in the description box below. To start, we're going to take 10 ounces of Brussels sprouts. This was about 3/4 of the package. And here I have rinsed them and I am peeling off the top layer of the little tiny cabbages. Brussels sprouts are very high in vitamin C and vitamin K and contain B vitamins, folate, and also fiber. They're very good for you. Now I am cutting off just the bottoms of the tiny cabbages. Look at that, looks really good. And I'm gonna repeat this for each Brussels sprout. Next, in a small bowl, I am going to take 1/2 cup of almond flour and 1/3 cup of hemp hearts, along with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of onion powder. Add a few cracks of Himalayan pink salt and fresh black pepper. Hemp seeds have 11 grams of protein per serving, and they're rich with vitamin E, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, zinc, and they're easily digestible. I highly recommend them. In another bowl, I'm taking 1/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk, but you can use any kind you like. And then I'm dipping each Brussels sprout in the almond milk with one hand and then putting it into the breading with the other hand. This is a really great hack. That way you don't get your hands completely filthy. Is always use one for wet and one for dry. So we're just gonna repeat this for each Brussels sprout. We only need a light coating. It does not have to be very heavy. Now this is for my air fryer, this recipe. If you don't have an air fryer, you can certainly bake this and it will still come out just as good. And I will leave instructions for that below. So here I am taking the non-stick coconut spray and I'm spraying the air fryer. We don't want these to stick. And then I am just going to place them all inside of here. I love this air fryer. I've talked about it before. I will link it below. It cooks so fast and it's just so easy and the cleanup is so easy. I absolutely love it. Next, I'm taking the pearl couscous and I am adding 2 cups of filtered water to my saucepan, just a slight drizzle of olive oil. And then I'm gonna take some Himalayan pink salt and some cracked fresh pepper. If you don't wanna use olive oil, you can use avocado oil or not even use oil. Now it's been about halfway, about 10 minutes, and I am just giving it a good shake. And I'm putting it on for another 10 minutes and then it should be done. Now that my water is boiling, I'm gonna add the 2 cups of couscous. I use a 1-to-1 ratio and this is very unconventional, but trust me, it comes out absolutely perfect. Now I'm just gonna simmer this. I do keep an eye on it because I don't want it to burn. The Brussels sprouts are done. Oh my goodness, look at this. They're so perfect. They're crispy, but still tender. I recommend using the smallest Brussels sprouts you can find. I feel like they're a lot more tender when they're small. I also prefer organic. Look at that. Oh my goodness, they look so good. Making me hungry just looking at it. It's been about 10 minutes and I'm checking the couscous. I'm noticing that the liquid is pretty much all gone, and that's just about what I'm looking for. So now I'm going to remove it from the heat, keep it covered, and let it do its magic by just fluffing up. Now I'm taking 16 ounces of baby bella mushrooms. I love baby bella mushrooms. If you prefer a different type of mushroom, feel free to use it. I just really prefer these. Or if you don't like mushrooms at all, just leave them out. You can feel free to add any other ingredient that you would prefer here. You can do green beans, you can do chickpeas, whatever else you would like to add just for some additional flavor and nutrition to the couscous stir fry that we're gonna be making. I really love mushrooms. So it's been about 5 minutes. And that's about what we want to look for. Look at that. It is fluffy. It is not mushy at all. I do not like mushy when it comes to couscous. Next, I'm taking 7 cloves of garlic. I absolutely love garlic. If you want to use less garlic, use less. Or if you like more, add more. Next, in my nonstick pan, I added just a little drizzle of avocado oil, and now I am crushing the garlic into the pan. I did not turn the pan on until after the avocado oil was in the pan because I did not want the pan to be preheated so I do not burn the garlic. This is very important. I just love the smell of garlic sauteing. That is a lot of garlic. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's gonna be delicious. I decided to add just another tiny little drizzle of the avocado oil. If you don't want to use oil at all, you don't have to. You could use just a pinch of water. To that, I'm adding a little handful of red chili flakes. I like to toast them like this here. I feel like it adds a lot more flavor. Next, we add the mushrooms. Oh, look at that. Already looks so good, and we just started it. So I'm gonna kind of let this cook down a little bit. I'm gonna add some pepper here. Notice I am not adding any salt. We do not want to salt the mushrooms yet. If we salt them, it will make them sweat and they will never become the perfectly golden mushrooms that we're looking for. This is highly important. Any vegetables that contain a high moisture content like zucchini, eggplant, we do not want to add salt until the very end. Look at that. Oh, it looks so good. Keep stirring. That's almost just about perfect. I absolutely love mushrooms. Perfect. Okay, next I'm adding a handful of fresh Italian parsley. Ugh, I love parsley. It just gives such a fresh, delicious flavor to the dish. If you don't have fresh parsley, you can also use dried, or you can even use basil. So good. So here's the couscous when it's done. I'm just fluffing it with a fork. That is just so perfect. I love this pearl couscous. If you don't have this type of couscous, you can also use the regular couscous, but the cooking instructions will be different. It looks so good and different. It's a unique way to change up a dish. So now I'm adding a little bit more than half of the couscous to the pan. I'm going to reserve the rest of the couscous for my meal prepping this week. Couscous is made from crushed wheat semolina that's less refined than pasta, low in calories, a good amount of potassium, and 6 grams of protein. I highly recommend it. If you notice, when I added the couscous to the pan, it was still hot. Typically, when I use this technique, I'm using something out of the refrigerator because I'm typically using a type of rice to make like a stir fry like this. With the couscous, it's perfect just like this. But if you already have something cooked, you can always feel free to throw that in from in the refrigerator as well. Now I am adding some salt to the dish. I also added a little drizzle of olive oil here. I feel like at this point, it really brings the flavors out, especially with the mushrooms and the parsley. It is just delicious. So now I'm just plating it up. This is just the most delicious vegetarian dinner. Perfect for any day of the week, a weekend, a lunch. It's great for meal prepping. If you found that the Brussels sprouts cooled off a little bit too much, feel free to pop them back in the air fryer, a toaster oven, or the regular oven for just another couple of minutes. Such an easy, quick meal. 20 minutes or less, it's just perfect. Look at that. So here in my first bento box, I made a tabbouleh out of some of the reserved couscous. I also have an additional 2 servings for the rest of the week. The first has extra Brussels sprouts in it, and the other I will whip something else up and throw it in there. I just love experimenting. Look at that. This meal was so incredibly satisfying. You get that feeling like you're having something fried, but it's not. So it's just satisfying and delicious, but also healthy. I decided to serve this with some of my sweet and sour dipping sauce. If you guys are interested in a video on this, let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to join our community, so smash that subscribe button. I post new videos every Sunday. And be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as I post new things there throughout the week. Well, thanks for cooking with me today, guys. See you next time. Bye, guys.